Hey guys, it's Megan, and today I'm going to talk about baby names that begin with the letter E. I'm so excited. E is like one of my favorite letters. I've done A, B, C, D, and now I'm on E, and so far it's definitely my favorite letter for names. A lot of the names that are my favorites begin with an E. But we'll see kind of as the names go, or the letters go on, what my favorite ends up being, but I suspect it might be E. So I'm going to start with the girls' names. E is a popular letter for girls' names. It's really evident when the top 10 names for girls in the US, 3 of them are E names. Emma, which is number 2 in popularity right now, Emily, which is number 6, and Elizabeth, which is number 10, and I like all 3. I totally understand why these are some of the top names right now in this country. So here are 10 of my personal favorite names that begin with the letter E. Number 10 is Elise. Elise is French. It's a variation, or the French variation on Elizabeth, and it means pledged to God, and in popularity it is number 151. I knew a girl named Elise growing up. I think Elise actually makes a really pretty middle name. It sounds nice with a lot of names, and it's just kind of simple and feminine sounding. Number 9 is Elora. Elora is just a beautiful, like, melodic sounding lyrical name. And it comes from, or we think it comes from the name Eleonora. It means bright, shining one. Elora sounds like she'd be like a mystical person to me, like, I don't know, medieval, like mystical, magical. Number 8 is Eliza. Eliza is diminutive of the name Elizabeth. It means pledged to God, and it is number 225. It will remind a lot of people of Pygmalion and My Fair Lady and the character Eliza Doolittle. Number 7 is Emelina. Emelina is a variation on the names Emilia and Emily. And I really, you'll obviously notice, love EM sounding names. I think Emmy is such an adorable nickname. Number 6 is Elodie. Elodie is French. It comes from a Greek word and it means marsh flower. Elodie is a name that I see on lots of baby name sites that people like me who make name lists really love. So I think it's a favorite amongst baby namers. Number 5 is Eden. Eden, typically, really, I wouldn't expect it to be my style, but I really do love it. It's Hebrew. It means place of pleasure and delight, and it is number 164 in popularity. It sounds right on trend, as a lot of AN and EN ending names sound. And I really love the nickname Edie for it, which is typically a nickname for Edith, but I think Edie's kind of cute. I know it reminds me, it does, of Grey Gardens and that reference, but I just think it's kind of cute. I don't think I could use it, but I like it. Number 4 is Evangeline. Evangeline is so feminine and like grand and beautiful. It's Greek. It means bearer of good news, which is a nice meaning. And in popularity, it is number 292. I think this actually, I've suggested this to a lot of people as a middle name choice, especially if you have a shorter first name, because it's just beautiful. Number 3 is Elizabeth. Elizabeth is a family name for me. It's my middle name, so I'm totally biased. It's Hebrew. It means pledged to God. It is number 10 in popularity. It's been a popular name for well over 100 years. And I totally get why there are so many cute nicknames to Elizabeth. And lots of people, like I said, myself included, have this as a middle name because it just goes well with lots of names. Number 2 is Emilia, and usually you think of Amelia with the A spelling, so it's a variation of that. I like it with the E spelling because then you get Emmy. Like I said, I love that nickname. And in popularity, it is number 688. And number 1 is my all-time favorite name for girls, not just of this letter, and it's Emmeline. Emmeline is French from a German name Emelina, and it means to work. Emmeline sounds like a lot of popular names like Emily and Emma, and you can use nicknames like Emmy and Emma and all those names I like. I also love names that just end in L-I-N-E, the line. Emmeline, I've seen people pronouncing this Emmeline and Emmeline, but I think this spelling of it looks like Emmeline, so yeah. On to 10 more girls' names that didn't make my list, but I still wanted to mention. And number 10 is Evelia. Evelia is a girl that worked with me, and her name is one I've never heard again, but I think it's kind of interesting. It's Hebrew and it means life. Number 9 is Elena. Elena is a Spanish variation of Helen, and it means bright, shining one, and popularity is number 139. Number 8 is Esme. Esme is a name that's got a lot of attention because of the Twilight series. It's French, it means emerald, and it is number 977 here in popularity. Number 7 is Everleigh, and this name, I'm going to put 2 spellings down for it. This name is on my guilty pleasure list because I really love names that have the ever sound to them, and it's English. Well, Everleigh with the ly ending, that's what I could find information on. The other Everleigh, leigh ending, is more of like a modern invented name, but Everleigh is English. It means wild boar in a woodland clearing, and with the ly it is number 907 in popularity, so barely in the top 1000. And then the first spelling I have here with the leigh is not in the top 1000. Number 6 is Ellery. Ellery is English as well. It means island of the elder trees, and lots of people are loving like Elle and Ellie and those names, so you could definitely use that as a nickname for Ellery. And it's actually a unisex name that's was more popular for men. Now it's more popular for women. It's still not in the top 1000. It's not super popular. Ellery reminds me of Hillary. It also reminds me of celery, which might be a reason people wouldn't want to use that. Number 5 is Evelyn. Evelyn is an English name. It's a variation on Evelyn. Evelyn in England, I believe, is pronounced Evelyn, which is much different. And Evelyn is popular among Spanish-speaking people in the United States. So Evelyn or Evelyn, however you like to say it, means wished for child, and it's number 27 in popularity. Sorry, I was checking out my dog there. Number 4 is Eloise. Eloise is German. It means healthy and wide, and in popularity is number 364. He's fine. Just checking him out, okay. Number 3 is Emily. Emily is number 6 in popularity. It means rival. It's a Latin name, and it's an English feminization of the name Emile. Number 2 is Eve. I'm also going to talk about Eva. Eve is a name I often suggest also as a middle name choice, mostly for people that have really large first names and they're trying to match it, because I think it sounds good with a lot of things. It's Hebrew. It means life. Eve is number 558 in popularity. I think the nickname Evie is so cute. And then Eva is kind of rising because people really love the name Ava, and so I think they're using Eva as an alternative. It has the same meaning, same origin, but it is number 86 in popularity, so much more popular. And then number 1 is another guilty pleasure name of mine, and that is Elowen. Elowen is English, and it means elm tree, and it's another name that sounds like mystical and magical to me. So those were for the girls. Now I'm going to talk about the boys. So these are my top 10 names for boys, beginning with the letter E. Oh, I just want to mention there's one boy's name in the top 10 that begins with the letter E in the US, and that is Ethan, which is number 3. So here are my favorites. Number 10 is Esteban. Esteban is a Spanish variation of Stephen. It means garland crown, and it is number 389, and I just think it kind of sounds really cool. I think Este or Esti is, I knew someone in high school that used to date an Esteban, and they called him Este? They called him Este, and I just thought that was kind of really cool and different. Number 9 is Ewan. Ewan doesn't look like it, or doesn't sound like it should begin with an E. A lot of people will recognize this as the actor Ewan McGregor's name, and it's Scottish from a Gaelic word name, and it means youth. Number 8 is Elton, like Elton John. It's English, and it means from a small town. Number 7 is Elliot. Elliot is a super unisex name right now. It means the Lord is my God. It's an anglicized version of Elijah or Elias. and it is number 242 for boys. And like I said, it's unisex. It's less popular for girls, which is why I put it on the boys list. For girls, it is number 862. But I am hearing more and more this name going towards the girls. Let me know what you think, if you think it's more of a girl's name or a boy's name. Number 6 is Emmett. Emmett, I like it. I think because I like all those EM names for girls, I don't think I'd end up using it. It's Hebrew and English. It means truth and universal, and it is number 186 in popularity. It is also a Twilight name, which kind of I think shined a light back on this kind of older fashioned name. Number 5 is Evan. Evan, I think, is just like a solid little name. It's English. Okay, I'm back. I'm good. Evan is Welsh. It's variation on the name John, and it means the Lord is gracious, and it is number 47 in popularity. Number 4 is Ethan. I really like this name. I get why it's so popular, because it's number 3 right now in the United States. It's Hebrew, and it means strong and firm. Number 3 is Elijah. Elijah, I really love the nickname Eli for a boy. I think it's really handsome. Elijah is Hebrew, and it means Jehovah is God, and it's number 13. It's getting more and more popular every day. I can definitely see this name cracking the top 10 very, very soon. Number 2 is Elias, which is kind of similar to Elijah. You can still use the nickname Eli. It's just a little less popular, a little less common, and I think it has a cool ring to it. Elias is an English variation of Elijah. It means the Lord is my God, and in popularity here it is number 114. Number 1 is a name I'm really, really loving. It's in like my top 10 all-time names for boy, and that is Everett. Everett used to sound like a little old man name to me, but it doesn't anymore, and I really, like I said, I love Ever and that sound. It's English, it means brave as a boar, and it is number 214 in popularity. So those were my favorites, but there are 10 more boys' names I just want to mention, and the number 10 is Emmanuel. Emmanuel is Hebrew. It means God is with us, and it is number 165 in popularity. Number 9 is Ender. Ender is Turkish, and it means very rare. Number 8 is Efrain or Efrain. It's Spanish and Hebrew. It means fruitful, fertile, and productive. It is number 881 in popularity. It is more common, at least in my experience, among Spanish speakers. The only Efrain I knew, everyone called him Efrain, but his family called him Efrain. Number 7 is Evander. Evander is Latin. It's a form of a Greek name, and it means good man, so it's a nice meaning. Number 6 is Edwin. Edwin is English. It means wealthy friend, and in popularity it is number 271. Number 5 is Ezra, which I think has a really cool twist to it. It's definitely a boy's name, but I've met one Ezra, and it was a girl, little girl. It's Hebrew, it means help, and it is number 184 in popularity. Number 4 is Eric. Eric is an Old Norse name. It means eternal ruler, and with this spelling, there's so many spellings of Eric. With this one, it is number 107. Number 3 is Eben. Eben is Hebrew. It's a diminutive of the name Ebenezer, and it means stone of help. Eben, I think, is a interesting alternative to Evan or Ethan, which I like both of them more, but they're more popular. Number 2 is Edward. Edward is English. It means wealthy guardian. It is number 157 in popularity. It is also a Twilight name. Lots of Twilight-y names I'm noticing, huh? And number 1 is Easton. Easton is English. It means from an east-facing place, and in popularity is number 96. So those are my E-names. Every time I do one of these videos, I immediately think of like a bunch of names that I wanted to say or really liked. So if I missed a good one, let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear what your favorite names that begin with E are as well. And I look forward to talking about some F names, which should be a little bit more challenging really soon. Thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome day. Bye-bye.